We shall overcome, we shall overcome. Joanne Baez would sing these famous lines to a crowd of over 300,000 at the A. Philip Randolph's March on Washington. With the simple yet inspiring message, it soon became a popular protest song around the globe and the unofficial anthem for the civil rights movement. We Shall Overcome single-handedly had the greatest impact on the civil rights movement.
Music for centuries has been a way for humans to ameliorate their pain, as seen with slaves. Throughout the 1800s, slaves would sing in the evenings after their work as one of the few luxuries they had. Although there are no outright composers of the song can be seen to directly correlate with the lyrics of Charles Albert Tindley's 1901 church hymn, I'll Overcome Someday.
The first appearance of the song can be seen in 1908 in Birmingham, Alabama. After coal mine employers tried to cut wages, more than 10,000 black and white workers went on a 2-month strike where they could be heard each day singing a version of We Shall Overcome.
In 1945, workers in the Food, Tobacco, Agricultural, and Allied Workers Union sang yet again in protest. Workers who were predominantly black women went on strike at a cigar factory and supposedly ended each workday with We Will Overcome.
After learning the lyrics from two of the strikers from the cigar factory, Zilphia Horton took the song and brought it to Highlander Folk School, an interracial folk center for activists, and a place she and her husband founded. Pete Seeger, a common visitor of Highlander and an inspiring musician, soon made some key changes to the song by making it We Shall Overcome instead of We Will Overcome. As Seeger's popularity grew, so did the songs. It soon spread across the states and became the anthem of the civil rights movement.
It not only had a complex history, but it also had a worldwide influence. Held on August 28, 1963, the March on Washington was a protest for jobs and freedom and had over 300,000 participants. Along with Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous speech, John Baez performed We Shall Overcome. Being able to perform at this type of event shows the respect and influence and elevates the importance of the song in the civil rights movement.
Not only that, We Shall Overcome was named one of the top 100 most influential songs of the 20th century by NPR.
After several deadly attacks that sprung from racial inequality in Selma, Alabama, Lyndon B. Johnson had these words to say: "What happened in Selma is part of a far larger movement which reaches into every section and state of America. It is the effort of American Negroes to secure for themselves the full blessings of American life. Their cause must be our cause too, because it's not just Negroes, but really it's all of us, who must overcome the crippling legacy of bigotry and injustice, and we shall overcome."
The song was even adapted and popular in India and Ireland during the British rule and used as their slogan for equality. We Shall Overcome produced hope, inspiration, and emotional support for those all around the world in civil inequality. It kept them going and raised their spirits. All in all, it had a great impact on the success of the civil rights movement and movements around the globe.
Everyone knows about Martin Luther King Jr. He is taught around the U.S. to millions of children about the influence he had on racial equality during the late 1900s. His birthday is even celebrated across the U.S. as a national holiday. However, We Shall Overcome has had a greater impact. In one of his speeches, he even quoted We Shall Overcome.
King would say, "We shall overcome, we shall overcome. Deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome." Adding onto that, 50,000 people would sing We Shall Overcome at King's funeral in 1968.
We Shall Overcome created hope in any circumstance and had a much more widespread influence across the U.S. in the civil rights movement and even the entire world.
All in all, We Shall Overcome has cemented itself as one of the most important songs that mankind has seen in the myriad of instances where the central lyric, We Shall Overcome, has inspired numerous activists.